no doubt.
I'm 4 rows from this guy, so I'm going to walk in a place and just start hollering out, Jane Dolan, Jane Dolan. I mean, that's embarrassing, man. I did not do none of that. I didn't know the man was sitting in front of me at first until they walked over there. And plus, everybody in the garden hollering so hot. If I'm hollering something directed to him, how could he hear something in 4 rows and everybody in the garden hollering? You get in my face, you do this and that, I'm going to protect myself. They would send one guy like they should have, like the police, to come over and talk to me like a gentleman, not 10 people. So you send 10 people at one person, I mean, it's a coward move anyway.
Tension, emotion, drama. The soap opera continued in New York this week. The latest episode at MSG featured former Knick Charles Oakley, who was ejected, arrested, and charged with 3 misdemeanor assault counts. Oakley says he did nothing wrong before being surrounded by Madison Square Garden security officials. Here's what the Knicks had to say in this statement. There are dozens of security staff, employees, and NYPD that witnessed Oakley's abusive behavior. It started when he entered the building and continued until he was arrested and left the building.
Alcoholism is a piece of me. It doesn't define me. We all go through things in life, and everybody has issues that they have to deal with, some physical, some mental, whatever that may be. This happens to be an issue of mine. This isn't something that is necessarily in my past. It is something that I have to work on every single day, that I do work on every single day, because it is important to me. It's important to who I am as a person.
Strong comments from Steve Sarkisian now in his conference call with the media yesterday. The new Falcons offensive coordinator, NFL insider Louis Riddick, with us this morning. What do you make of his comments, especially with that struggle with alcoholism?
Yeah, you got to commend him for it, Kevin, that he's obviously upfront and honest about it, that it's an ongoing battle. It's not something that he's trying to sweep under the rug and say, hey, look, I've got it all under control here. And that's what we all want. I mean, we all want to hear people say those kinds of things when they have those kinds of issues. And you know that Dan Quinn is the type of guy, Thomas Dimitroff, the general manager, Scott Pioli, they have a lot of experience in the front office here that I'm sure they helped the head coach vet this entire situation. There's people there who have great relationships with Nick Saban down in Alabama that are in the front office in Atlanta that I'm sure they vetted this whole thing pretty well. And Sark's a very talented play caller. Now, anybody who's worked with him will tell you he has got some serious game when it comes to play calling. So I can see why they went after him.
And he has serious talent around him with that quarterback, the MVP.
Yeah, there's worse places to go if you're coming from college to the pros as far as starting off here.
Sark is now the new OC. A source telling ESPN2 on the defensive side, Atlanta Falcons secondary coach and senior defensive assistant Marquand Manuel will be named the team's new defensive coordinator. So things changing here at Atlanta rapidly.
Yeah, and as for the man that Sark replaced, Kyle Shanahan, he was formally introduced as the 49ers head coach on Thursday. Shanahan and general manager John Lynch spoke about moving on from the Falcons' Super Bowl loss and joining forces there in San Francisco.
You know, it was hard because I believe we had a chance to win that game. I believe we should have won that game, and we didn't get that done at the end. And, you know, to have those plays, especially at the end, the crucial plays that didn't work, of course I would take him back. It's going to hurt for a long time, and probably will never get over it. And I did as good as I could then. I know the next time I get there, I'll do as good as I can that time, and hopefully it works out better.
I knew that I saw football in a very similar light that Kyle Shanahan did, and I admired his coaching acumen, his leadership acumen.
It was important to me to come in with a guy that we both felt we had the same vision, to come in with a guy where you really have the same contract, and to know you're coming in and you're going to either win together or lose together. It might not happen right away, but I believe over the long haul, I believe this is a great opportunity, and the people that I'm doing it with and the situation I'm in, I couldn't be more excited.
All right, so you got those two guys now in place. Of course, the priority has to be quarterback now. I mean, where do they go right now?
Well, I think on the veteran market, when you're looking at those options, obviously you're going to look at quarterbacks that Kyle has some familiarity with. You know, Matt Schaub is someone who he's linked with automatically because he's coached him before in Houston. He just had him in Atlanta. And those are the kind of things, Jamie, really when you're trying to implement a new system like this and you're really trying to build from the ground up, that's what you need. You need as many people who can help in the locker room kind of teach your way, your system, your style right away. Obviously, Kirk Cousins is another guy who's going to be talked about because of the fact that Washington has had a tough time really getting him signed to a long-term contract, and this is going to be a real tough negotiation for them. I mean, Kirk has a lot of leverage over them. He's probably going to get franchised again this year. You're looking at a contract that's going to exceed maybe $25 million a year. Who knows, $80 million guaranteed, which some people will make their mind explode when you're thinking about Kirk Cousins. But He's a good quarterback. Jimmy Garoppolo's another name that's going to pop up because Jimmy's one of the hottest, most talked about quarterbacks in the league right now. Bill holds all the cards in that one, though.
Yeah.
Being Bill Belichick. He knows that people want him. He knows that supply is not out there and the demand is great. So you better be paying up if you're going to come to New England saying, hey, we'd like to get your quarterback. But they have some options there. They'll look to the draft, too. But I would look for familiarity to really rule the day here because that's what you need at that position.
It'll be interesting. It's been kind of a rough go of it for the last couple of years for the 49ers at that position. Louis Riddick, thanks so much.